Hey guys, how are you doing? It's your favorite Mr. Sub. Guys, how are you doing? It's your favorite Mr. Sub. I hope you all are doing extremely well. I've been trying to catch a sleep even with this. What they call this? I don't know. Is it eye strap? You know, but I couldn't catch a sleep. Yesterday I slept very late, around 2 a.m. Yeah, I mean I was doing some work because I know I'll be traveling back, today. So I had to quickly finish some work that were very pressing. 2 a.m. I slept, and I woke up around 7 a.m. Anyway, I'm on board on a flight from Xiamen down to Shanghai. I've been on a business trip in Xiamen, okay, for like a week, and I'm going back today. Something that reminds me, I went somewhere. I don't know. I went somewhere. Yes, this same Xiamen. Yeah, when I got there, the previous time I went there, and I said I'm here on a business trip. And the next thing everybody was asking me is, what kind of business do you do? What kind of item do you sell? So I don't know if that's what business trip is misrepresenting in China, because China is a home of business. So when an African man says he's here on a business trip, people don't consider you as any other thing than a businessman. But it's good to be businessman. I like doing business also. So, and I was saying, I'm not a business. I'm not doing business. I'm an engineer. And it was difficult to correct that notion. But anyway, we are going back to what's it called, to Shanghai now. I will be landing at Shanghai. But something struck me, and I made this video. A guy called Ashake in Nigeria, he said, or he sang, lonely at the top, lonely, lonely, lonely. There is no, at the top here, there is no loneliness. We are on, several feet above sea level. We are in several feet above sea level, but there is no loneliness here. Everyone here, if they cannot afford these flights, they cannot be here. So averagely, everyone here we're doing to board the flight is not a chicken change. They're taking the cheap what's it called? We'll be taking buses or taking taking train anyway. But anyway, that's where I'm going towards. At the top there is no loneliness. Okay, people are here, no loneliness. So if that top actually means height, people are always flying up. At several feet above sea level. And if also that height means, for the affluent, for the rich, for the wealthy, they are also not lonely. I was telling someone one time, I said that you won't know what the rich guys are enjoying until you become rich. I think I should put this earpiece on my mouth so you can hear me very well because of the background sound. So what the rich guys are enjoying, you will never know until the day you become rich. I made that statement one day. I think that day was born out of, when I went to some rich neighborhood in Lagos and I saw what they were enjoying. Let me open this window. We are about descending. Wow. We are about descending. We are about descending. Just a minute. We're about descending. So this is the view. I hope that view can be seen very clearly. I hope that view can be seen very clearly. That's the view from up here, where they see people are lonely. Nobody's lonely here. No one is lonely here. No one is lonely here. Just that we have few people at the top. At the top is where you find the few in life. The few are the ones you find at the top, not everyone. The top is not meant for everyone. Or let me say the top is meant for everyone, but the top, you can't find everyone there. It means that no one is limited to being at the top. But that doesn't mean that at the top you will find everyone, no. Because, generally in life, being at the top, achieving your goals, your purpose in life, requires a lot of discipline. It requires a lot of commitment, So, and it's not everyone that is ready for this discipline. Okay, yesterday I said I slept here around 2 a.m. Now, technically speaking, I was doing some office work, but I stopped maybe around after 12 or maybe around 12:30. I stopped the office work and I started doing my own personal work till 2 a.m. Okay, ordinarily by 10, or let me say by around say 5:30, I'm done with work officially. But if I have overtime, maybe around 8 p.m, then I'm done with overtime, 8 o'clock, 8:30. If it goes to worse, maybe 9 o'clock, I'm off from the office. But yesterday I didn't have overtime, but I had to come home to do some office work that I brought back to the hotel where I was lodging. And after that, yesterday I did overtime, but it wasn't that long. I did overtime till around 7 p.m. 7 p.m. No, not that long, 7 p.m. But I came back to the hotel where I was lodging to, continue the work. Because I know I'll be leaving early today. So let me quickly finish those work and then, tidy them up. Since I'll be using them today when I arrive in my city. Anyway, after I finished those work this morning, I had to, early this morning, let me say it was around 2 a.m. or to 12, around 12 is already, it's already 12 a.m. So around after 12 or around 12:30 a.m. when I finished, I had to keep the work and now focus on my own personal work. Even me as a person, sometimes I struggle with, trying to be disciplined, Getting yourself disciplined is not an easy task. I didn't sleep till 2 a.m. I now slept. So I'm trying to finish up some personal tasks, personal work, personal development that I'm doing. So, once again, at the top, people are not lonely. No one is lonely at the top. Just that people may not give all it takes and sacrifice to get to the top. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of diligence, even if you are a student. For instance, by the grace of God, not by my own strength. I came out from the university with even in engineering, in a government school, what it is, engineering. I came out with a very good grade, to the glory of God, not to mine. Oh, how did it happen? I remember then, I'm trying to recap then what I was doing then. It wasn't what everyone was doing. I mean, my first degree. Not everyone was doing that. Some choose to, gallivant. Some choose to use their time in other ways that they think is best for them. But I was among the few in my class that I don't party up and down. When I'm back from school, from classes, I eat, I sleep, and around 6 p.m. I wake up, or 7 p.m. at most I wake up, and I have to read till around 12 midnight every day, sometimes even more than 12 midnight before I sleep. I did that for many years till I, finished studying, and that alone was, by the grace of God, gave, or let me say, made a lot of contribution to my success while I was studying in my first degree. This same principle, I also applied it when I'm doing my master degree. I did that too, and I was among the best in my class, by the grace of God. At least the first 5 best students, I was among them. I don't want to say my position, I don't want to be proud about that, but let's leave that anyway. It doesn't matter. But where am I going to is that diligence, hard work puts you at the top. And at the top, there is no loneliness. Whatever you are doing, you are a fish seller, you are a cobbler, whatever you are doing, just whatever you are doing, when you put hard work, when you put consistency, diligence into your hard work, it will definitely yield success. Definitely. And that's what takes people to the top. Not getting there by crooked means. No. If you get to the top, by crooked means, you won't last at the top. Because the energy that you used to get there is not enough to sustain you at the top. It's not it. Okay, now let me give an example. Okay, saying the energy, for example. I remember when I was in my first degree, after my first degree anyway, because I've already put a whole lot of energy when I was studying. Now, when it was time for action, when I was working, I worked in Kia Motors then for about 1 year. And when I was working, I could see that all I have learned in school as a mechanical engineer were very representing. And even I also did my internship, for around 6 months in Kia Motors. And to the glory of God, I was the best internship student then in Kia Motors, the best, number one. That my supervisor had to even lie to. He had to lie to. I won't mention the company name, so I won't mention more about who he lied to. But my supervisor, there is much turbulence, man. Turbulence is really high. So my supervisor had to lie. That was a very bad turbulence. That was a very bad turbulence. Another one is, we just had a very terrible turbulence now. Very, very terrible. The last time I had this kind of terrible turbulence was when I was going to Germany. We had a very kind of similar terrible turbulence. We had a very terrible turbulence just now, very terrible one. Everybody shouted, even my phone fell down from my hand. the vibration was so much. Even the plane came down and it was different kind of vibration, all angle. Very terrible. The last time I had this kind of vibration or this kind of turbulence was sometimes when I was going to Germany. Sometimes when I was going to Germany, our plane had a very serious turbulence that even one of my colleague, she had miscarriage. That turbulence alone, it was even at the point of takeoff. The guy took off and the plane fell down. When I mean fell down, it came down with force and later went up. It was really much. That was when. And my colleague that was having some few months, I think either 2 months pregnancy or thereabouts, she lost the baby because she had a kind of a high blood pressure. Her system became imbalanced, after that experience, and she lost the baby. She had a miscarriage. Anyway, so my supervisor had to lie to someone that I'm trained in America, an American trained engineer. Meanwhile, I'm just an internship or an intern. I came there for internship, and he lied to them because of the way I carried myself during the project or during the internship. How I was, in quotes, qualified. How I was meticulously doing my job. How I was, what's the talent I was, dissipating at that point. So he had to tell them that, this guy is an American trained engineer. So I can be, just to let them know that this guy is, is worth more than you think. Anyway, where am I going and what am I saying in all is that whatever we do, we put our best in them. And when you put your best in them, you will be appreciated. You will be valued because the best you are putting is creating values for yourself. Anyway, guys, we are about landing, and I want to show you the mirror. I want to show you this already, the window. You can see clearly that's the window. That's the window. All right. So we're about to land. Yeah, we're about landing. We're about landing. So this is Shanghai from the sky. The Shanghai city from the sky. So we're about landing.
今天没上班，今天休息啊。
Today is Monday, and the government has actually gave an injunction that every schools and offices should be closed down today.
中国人喝茶比较讲究，像这种地方很少有人搁这儿喝茶，一般都是得有店面里、店铺里那种茶庄里头，喝茶也是一种品味。
说hello。
说的不标准。
So guys, I'm just walking, taking a stroll around the streets of Hamburg. Hamburg shop. What do you see? What do you think? Wow, can you see that boat behind me?